I was the unicorn for a long time. I remember, like, first job, I was like the only African-American guy in the studio. My name is Everett Downing. I worked as an animator and a storyboard artist and feature animation for, oh man, almost 20 years now. My experience in animation as a Black animator has been very interesting. Both of the big feature places that I started out, I remember looking around and there were no other Black people in the creative at that time. I mean, it's only actually recently changed. There's been like a big influx, I think, of African Americans in the industry, which is great. I think there just needs to be a little more risk taking. If Hollywood says, oh, we need more diversity, I think the onus is on them to take the risk. You like a guy, that guy's making cool stuff that you like, you take the risk on that person and you let him do something. That's the only way it's gonna happen.
Well, I'm Michael Carrington. I'm a television writer. It was a trend for a while. In the 90s, we had a lot of Black sitcoms. We became really, really popular. And then I don't know what happened. Suddenly, all these Black-led shows are gone. And we don't seem to get hired on non-Black shows. So I guess we got to do our own thing. Animators, writers, actors, producers, directors, we get together and do our own stuff. When something hits big, it's always a movie or a TV show or a play or something breaks through. And then it takes off, and then there's more work for all of us. A friend of mine said, hey, dude, there's a show. It's about Motown, there's music in it. You'd be perfect for the show. And luckily, the producers brought me in. Motown Magic is important because this is the first animated show for Black kids to come along in a long time.
My name is Avia Fields. The first show where I saw myself represented on screen was Gullah Gullah Island. It was probably the first time that I ever saw anybody that looked like me on screen. I think I always knew I wanted to act. Along the way, I came across the listing for Motown Magic. I saw the artwork and the description. Its main character is an African-American boy. When I saw Ben, he looked a little bit nerdy and awkward, which is basically like me as a kid.
We auditioned a lot of people to get that voice just right.
1, 2, 3.
Once we found Avia, that was it. We were off and running. The other characters were easier to do.
I ended up getting a call back. From there on, here I am. I feel very empowered as a Black woman that gets to bring a positive Black family to the screen. But also, there's diversity in the show. It's not just about the love family. There's his friends, and he has a magical world where you meet all these kinds of different people.
My name is Alex Thomas. This is going on my 15th year in animation now. I think we're about to make history with Motown Magic. My character in Motown Magic is Jimmy Mack. I'm a 1965 Cadillac. I'm kind of like transportation. I'm super excited because I'm a brand new dad. For her to hear my voice and see Daddy on TV, that's gonna be huge. Not only is it gonna be a huge show for anyone that loves animation, but it's gonna be huge for us. And when I say us, I mean the African-American community, because there's not a lot of our shows out there. There's not a lot of us doing this. It's gonna be super informative to the younger generation, and it's gonna be motivational to young Black kids to know that there's a lot of ways that you can make it in this entertainment business. Look at me.
My name is Wyclef Jean. I'm doing my first animated feature with Netflix. It's about the first 10 years of my life on a small island called Hispaniola, which is Haiti. I fell in love with animation because when we come from poverty, the way we rise from it is the gift of imagination. It takes you away. If you got that dream, you will overcome that struggle. And I want kids to know that the heartache that they go through, the pain that they go through, they will be rewarded for it. But they can't stop dreaming. You can't stop imagining. Animation constantly reminds us of that.
On Motown Magic, Ben has a magical paintbrush. If he paints over a brick wall, he can open up a portal to a magical world where he can have adventures and he has some magical friends. It's a fantastic playground that many African-American kids don't have.
I know what it means to encourage a child beyond their wildest dreams. My name's Rhonda Mormon, and I have the privilege to play Grandma Ruby. They heard my voice. They said, there's something tender about the way you speak when you say the name of the child. You know how amazing you are that you packed your bags and you said, I'm heading into a territory, a dark area that I'm unaware of. I love you for saying yes, because I know the person behind the voice too. You're empowering my grandchildren. My grandbabies are gonna be singing your songs from your voice.
I listened to a lot of Motown by way of my parents' radio station. station that played a lot of Motown music. Naturally, I became an avid listener.
We love it. We jam to it. I know Stevie Wonder. I know Michael Jackson, Smokey Robinson. It makes me feel good. I feel warm inside.
She's just the light of our cast, really. Not only me, she encourages the whole cast. I'm very happy to be a part of a team that's predominantly Black.
It was wonderful. Being on an all African-American set, I have not yet experienced that.
When I think about animation now and like how I learned how to animate, I had very traditional art training, but I really taught myself and I had some friends who taught me how to do it. Now we're living in an amazing time. All the time I'm seeing like these animated films that some of these kids are putting together. And if I'm ever in a position where I get more leverage or whatever, I'm definitely gonna be like, that cat I work with on that one show, I wanna see what he's doing. What do you got?
That's the next thing you have to do. Once you take off, you got to bring in others. Before I felt I was writing in a vacuum, that no one was watching, no one cared. And now we have more people out here who can help. We have some mentors, we have classes. There are people who can recognize good work. You just have to do it. No one can stop you.
When I start thinking about like what I want to leave behind, I really want to point to my work as like, oh yeah, he really helped advance the conversation about diversity. I want it to be touching and help people find themselves, because that's what animation did for me. It's very important to see yourself on the screen.
A cartoon character that looks like me is Moana. She has curly dark hair, the same skin color as me.
Why do you like Moana?
I want to explore the sea like Moana did.
What about you?
I like Moana because she's a great adventurer. She's not scared of everything.
So you like her because she's brave. Do you feel like you see a lot of characters like yourself? No? You want to see more, right?
Especially in toys.
Especially in toys. I'm all about being like a beacon and like just trying to get my shine on. I'm going to execute at a high level. So it makes it very difficult for you to ignore me. But I'm hoping that someone will see that and they'll get inspired by that.
In the future, I would like to walk on a set and see diversity in front of me, regardless of where they come from or the color of their skin.